Hey, how are you? Let me get this out of the way. I won't need this for a little while. There's no place to put it. There we go. I got my notes. That'll probably get us by. Who's in here so far? We got a few people. I see Cheapskate, Blockhead, Digging Canuck. That's Liz. You'll see her on Sunday mornings, 10 o'clock. Let's see. There's Blues Coins. He tore apart his office looking for a silver. Over 1,200 grams gone. Has the dog been in the office? I'm just thinking when the snow melts, you might find that silver again. Yeah, melting season's coming. Wait for it. It'll be mud season before you know it. Okay, let's see. Today we're going to talk about introduction to coin roll hunting. Be a neat little subject for us. We got a lot of new things going on. One thing in particular is released by the Mint of the 2019 W quarters. They're going to be mixed in circulation. They've gone out. They're being blended with the quarters in Denver and in Philadelphia. And you'll be able to find these. It'll be 2 million of each design. That's it. 2 million. And they're going to be in circulation. You can't buy them from the Mint. You can only find them. Well, we want to find the darn things, because 2 million makes it kind of a key to this series if you want to collect every Washington quarter. So we're going to get a lot of new people coming into the hobby. A lot of folks saying, I got this coin, I don't know what it is. Can you tell me anything about it? What are your thoughts? What are you thinking? And well, let's try to get people learned up on what to do, what to find, how to do it, and what's out there in your change. Class is now in session. Sit up straight, eyes forward, and have your number 2 keyboard ready. You're darn right. I see Bill Bitts has 18 people watching. In a couple of minutes, we'll probably get to population here pretty quick. Yeah, let's see. Oh, there's Linda. Good to see you, Linda. Linda makes these necklaces with, handmade rope and stuff that go over your head. Hello, Willie the Viking King, the Coin Viking. Good to see you. Yeah, coin roll hunting. When you get involved in coin collecting at the very start, really, a lot of times it's going to be, youthful people, 10, 12, 14 years old. They don't have a lot of money. Come on, I didn't have a job till I was, 5. And that was as a nose picker. Come on, you want to talk about some hard work? Gosh. When I was, 10, 11, 12, we'd shovel snow, right? We'd take out people's trash. Here's a quarter, here's 50 cents. I had a newspaper route. I made, $15, $20 a week. That was pretty good money back then, let me tell you. 1980, you're making 20 bucks. Geez, people are thinking, that guy's like the king or something. It was good money. But, geez, you don't have a whole lot of bills. Nowadays, I don't know do they still have paper routes? Because, I get everything online. I think print is dead. Who knows? Maybe it'll come back. Different ways to make a few bucks. It's hard to really put together a lot of money to go and buy these, $100 or $200 or $5,000 coins. So you're stuck with going through circulation, going through your pocket change, digging through that big sack of coins or coffee. Here you go. That coffee can of coins from your uncle, right? Jeez, there's nothing wrong with a coffee can full of coins. Yeah, get more. Well, people go through these. The idea is real simple. Pick out the coins that are worth more than face value. Geez, if you can find a penny that's worth 2 pennies, you just doubled your money. Excuse me. That's not too bad a deal, but there's other things that are in your pocket change that are worth considerably more. If you really get into the hobby, you can go through and look at the various design elements, and you can find coins that are worth 10, 20, 50, 100, that are worth thousands of dollars in some of these things. Wow, wouldn't it be neat to find out how to find these darn things? Excuse me, the phone is ringing. I'm going to have to kill that. I'm sure it's the pizza guy. I don't know if that worked. Yeah. Yeah, it says Alabama is where you're calling from. No. There we go. That's funny. Okay. You get these coins. Some are really shiny, right? Some are pretty tore up. There's a shiny one. Some are old. You don't know really which ones to collect. Rather than get into what exactly to collect. Uh, Rather than getting what exactly, what to hunt for, let's talk about how to hunt. Okay, this phone is going to go off. Ever since I removed a moderator from the show, I've had troubles. There we go. There. That should stop it for a while. Let's talk about technique. Experiment failed. Did it? Oh, well. Now, that's the president of the phone. I better answer that. Okay. You got no money, but there's plenty of change around, right? You're always going to be able to find change. Somebody with a bucket of change or a coffee jar. Change is easy. People don't spend it as much anymore. Half of all your sales nowadays are done with debit and credit cards. Just unplug it. It's unplugged. And we've solved that. There's silver in there. There's double dyes. There's varieties. When you're getting started, really, the stuff to go for is just to complete a collection. You've got these things out there that are pretty handy. These are Whitman folders. Just get one of every date, right? 1972, right? They make them in Denver. They get a little D on them. Get the 1972 D and fill the entire collection. So you've got every date and mint mark going all the way back. $16,000 worth of hospital bills from licking nasty coin germs. Yeah, save the pennies and you can pay off your coin licking bills. Okay, watch this. Oh, that's throwing me off. That's the whole idea, is to throw me off. Let's just have fun for a little bit. Coin Dragon says, smash the phone with a hammer. Robert says, thank you, Mr. PV. I have bad eyes. I stick with silver, but pennies time to time. You guys got stickers. Thank you for doing this video. Ooh, yeah, that's in there too, is what exactly do you hunt for? We'll go over this in a bit. There's all kinds of things. Some people prefer pennies because, geez, for the same 50 cents, I get 50 pennies to look for. Or $1/2. Kind of a no-brainer there. Pennies are always where people start. Well, not always, but frequently where people start. Shoot the phone, says Linda. I got to remember to unplug the darn thing. Pennies are easy. They go all the way back. Dude, for the same size penny, you'll find them all the way back to the 1850s. No fooling. People have found flying eagle cents in coin roll hunts. Indian pennies are not at all unreasonable. Every now and then one of those show up. Probably the most common, and I've got a bunch right here, I'm sure. There we go. The most common thing to find in coin roll hunting pennies is going to be the wheat pennies. Let's see if I can get the scope to work. There we go. And you've seen these, well, probably. They made these up until 1959. Okay, they've had Lincoln on the front since 1909. Let me try to, there we go. You've seen these, I'm sure of it. Well, you know, these old wheat pennies, they're probably good for 3 to 5 cents right out of the bag, right? Just pick them up, save them up. You get 1,000 of them, you can probably get 30, 40, 50 bucks for them. Right? As long as they're not scuzzy. You get them, they got crap on them. Well, don't worry about the scuzzy ones. Put them back in, let the kids find them. But these old wheats are pretty slick. You've got, I mean, over 100. Well, let's see. One of these will cover 90 coins. There's 2 books just to get you to 1974. Right? But collect every date, every mint mark. You're going to find the mint marks on these and things in different locations. Here's one, 1951. I'm sure if I hunt hard enough, I'll find one with a mint mark. Here we go. There we go. So you get P, D, and S to play with. I'll need a stick. There we go. That's a little D right there. Denver. If it has no mint mark, Philadelphia. And then there's an S. And I could probably find one here. But you know what an S looks like. Looks like Superman. Save every date. Geez, when you get them all, you got something pretty impressive. There's a few that are really hard to find. The 1909 S, for example, pretty tough to find. Before 1959, you get all the wheats. That's all well and good. You know, in a box of pennies, it costs you 25 bucks at the bank. You can probably find anywhere from 5 to 20 of these. You see these shows, all these different programs. There's lots of coin videos, and I got a video directory down below where you can watch people actually go through these pennies. You know, they go through rolls. CFA has a show every Sunday. He goes through a box of nickels. Well, actually, his wife goes through a box of nickels. He comments and cheers her on. You're doing good. Doing good, honey. Uh, Real slick. Now, what if you had, every coin, every date, every mint mark? Well, you can still keep going through these rolls and get a better one. And kind of the whole idea to coin collecting is put together a complete set, all in, beautiful shape, all in shiny shape, where they're brilliant and uncirculated. Let's see, what's this? Here's a neat one. Well, that's Canadian. Oh, Liz would appreciate this one. Here we go. There's a Queen Elizabeth. I don't know what the date is. 1965, real shiner. But you can see the difference in quality. There you go. If I hold these up side by side, you can tell when they're brand new, and you can tell when they've been in circulation for, a number of years. Well, if you can put together a complete set where they're looking like this, you got it made. Okay. Well, that's the whole idea. The whole point of going through these sacks of coins and boxes and rolls is to find stuff that's more valuable. You get different kind of rolls, right? You get machine wrapped rolls. They'll be brand new sometimes, right? There'll be customer wrapped rolls where somebody, Granny Smith has rolled up her old pennies that she's been saving for hundreds of years because she's a dinosaur, and she's going to take those back to the bank and pay off her house, or pay for her, her medical bills because she just got a stent put in or something. Let's catch up on chat. I'm not interested in a home security system, but since I have you on the phone, I got a screaming set of 43p DNS for sale. There you go. Steel cents. There are steel cents out there. I know I've got some here somewhere. Let's see. I won't be able to find one because I'm looking. Oh, I know where. No, it's in this stack. Yeah, here we go. That's not it. Is that it? What's this? Here we go. New people to the hobby may not know this, but there's a lot of history in these coins. There's a neat one. It's not brown. It's blue. It's gray. Back in 1943, the pennies were made out of steel. They needed the copper for the war effort, and every now and then you can find one of these old steel pennies in circulation. A lot of times they'll be rusty and real screwed up. But there's a 1943 steel. No, it's actually coated with zinc, and the zinc effectively galvanizes the steel and protects it from rusting. But once that zinc is breached, then they do begin to rust. Okay, well, let's see. That's the wrong book. No, that's the right book. One of these books, you'd have 1943 P, D, and S, and they're going to be, oh, here they are, P, D, and S, and they're the steel pennies. There's 3 of them to hunt for, and they made the best part of 1 billion of them 70 years ago, 75, 80 years ago, a long time ago. So long ago I don't remember. And that's something to hunt for. Over time, you'll learn more of what to hunt for, what dates to look out for. The wheat pennies are wonderful. Anything before 1965, right, for pennies? No. For dimes, quarters, half dollars, they're going to be 90% silver. They're worth good money. You find some of these shows. Bill J has a great show. Every day he gets a box of half dollars, and he spends a couple hours going through them looking for silver, and a few other dates, but primarily silver. And these things are good for 12 times their face value. Now you get a half dollar, 90%. Geez, you're talking $6, and he's found several of these. Every now and then you get these boxes where people have, taken what they had, old Granny Smith copper, pile or coffee cans, and taking them back to the bank. And geez, the bank gives them to you because you say, I need a box of half dollars, please. And you're going through that, and you find, roll after roll will have a silver coin in there. That's kind of neat. There's machine rolls, right? And there's customer wraps. Customer wraps are the gold. You've got a better chance of somebody who turned in a collection or something finding that. Machine wrap, you'll get a more homogeneous mix of what's out there in the population circulating around. And either one works, dude. Really, you can find something in either one of them. People complain to me, oh man, they say, I just got a box of brand new coins. It's all the same, brand spanking new. I got skunked. they say. Well, the fact is you didn't get skunked. Uh, you just doubled your money. These are brand new rolls, right, where they're right fresh off the presses. Got another one, okay. They're fresh off the presses, brand spanking new, and people will pay $1 a roll for the pennies. No fooling. You didn't just get skunked. You just that's a windfall. Um, People on the East Coast have a hard time getting the D's, and people on the West Coast have trouble getting the Phillies. Okay, let's remove that person because that's not me. There we go. We're going to expect a whole lot of these. There we go. That person is gone forever. Okay. We're going to talk about trolls next. We'll need to address trolls. And if need be, call them out. Okay, let me fix my computer here because I lost my way. There we go. All right. And there's different ways to market those, but that's for another show. Right now, but let's get into just hunting these rolls. Techniques. Everybody has a different target, right? Bill J, you'll see him. He likes to go through those half dollars and look for the silver. There's nothing wrong with that. I need a heavy-duty can of troll spray. There we go. Where'd that go? Actually, the best thing I have is MS Plus. It brings new life to old coins. Really good stuff and lavender scented. Hard to go wrong with something like that. There we go. Looks just like you. Well, I got an E in my name, a second one. Yeah, that looks just like me. Let me take a look and explore this for a bit. I just gotta see. Okay. We'll do a report on that. Now YouTube is gonna be... It's Rashida. Thank you, Rashida. We know who that is. I almost got it. Yeah. We're going to expect this troll to keep on coming. This person has a lot of gumption, really a solid commitment to his industry, and we're just going to have to go with it. Let me get this out of my lap. The whole idea is to disrupt. You buffering? Hit the F5 button and refresh. I've got a pretty good stream over here. That's my girlfriend, Rashida. It's all the same person, it turns out. It's a committed troll. Okay. Look, whatever you're going to go through, pennies, nickels, dimes, quarters, I really recommend quarters. With a new W quarter coming up, you're sure to find some things. And these things, how much of these W quarters going to be worth? In high grade, we can expect anywhere from $5 to $20. That's the estimates getting thrown around. And because you can't buy them from the mint, you can only get them in circulation. That's going to give them a little increase in value. Would it be neat to find one of those in the roll? But with those quarters, you got the states, the ATBs, you got the old eagle reverses, you got 50 different states, and the territories. You got hundreds of different quarters to assemble. And you're talking over 600 if you want to go all the way back to 1932. That's a lot of different quarters. Hey Ken, I got a coin question. Okay, I got a coin answer for you, Rashida. Thank you, Paula. There we go. Everybody make sure you hit the dislike button. There we go. We'll have a show on that one later. God love you, Rashida. She's with me. She never left. Okay. How do you win? You don't. It's all about perseverance is all it is. Don't worry about the trolls. They are part and parcel of this whole experience here. But pay them no heed. It's somebody just upset about something, and she's in love. God love her. Okay. You got different designs. 50 different quarters. You got 50 different designs. 50 more for the ATB. On the pennies, you got the old wheat style. You got the shields. You got the memorials. You've got different metals to work with in there. Of course, there's always the silver on the dimes and up. Check it out on nickels. What was that? Stuff is sliding again. On nickels, there is silver in the nickel rolls. Back in the war years, while they made the steel for the cents, they made nickels out of 30% silver for a time. They're good for $1 a piece, no fooling. And from time to time, you'll find one of those. Stay on track. We got this. Okay. All right. Um, Back in '82, they made a switch on the copper pennies, right? They used to be 95% copper. There we go. They used to be 95% copper up until 1982 when they jumped over to zinc. Now they're talking about changing the composition of the other coins. Of course, you've got a fixed face value on the coin, and you've got an inflationary cost of the metal using produces. So at some point, the cost of production must exceed the cost of the value of the face on the coin. So they're going to have to change the composition of the coins over time. Wait for it. We'll see. You know, they went from silver to copper, nickel. Now they'll probably go to some other alloy. Gosh knows. A zinc quarter. It's out there. Wait for it. But people do save the copper pennies that they find. Anything before 1982, they'll save those out. You can get a scale, and these are fairly inexpensive. I carry these, and it's accurate enough to tell the difference between a copper and a zinc penny. Just put your penny on there, see if it weighs 3.11 or 2.5, and there's a little bit of variance in between. But can you melt them down and make money? No, the government wants their copper back. At this point, they can get the pennies for a penny, and it's worth two cents and change. The government is probably looking hard at reclaiming all the copper that's out there. Well, that's just going to make it harder to, fill a complete set. Wait for that one. That's out there. But a lot of times people go for coins that are odd or different. Where are you here? I've got that slid. That still slid. I've been cleaning the desk, really. Okay, here's a design from way back. It's a quarter, and you've seen the bicentennial design of these quarters. I could probably shrink that so I can see more of it. There it is. Okay, these actually have some value over face. I see these on eBay, and if you got a bunch of them, you're talking 10 rolls of them. I've seen bids on these 35, 40 cents a coin. Geez, you got a roll of 40 of them. Geez, they just made $2-3. People pick those out. It might take a while to gather a few rolls. Wouldn't zinc be too light to work in vending machines for quarters? The vending companies, anytime there's a change in the composition of a coin, right? They go from the copper penny to the zinc penny, changes in the weight. If they ever change the size, because our coin sizes have been pretty consistent going back to 1864, when we went from a copper nickel penny to the 95% copper French brass mix. Geez, we haven't had 100% copper penny since 1857. Is that right? In the old large cents, of course, they were this big. It's like a dinner plate. And that always wreaks havoc with the vending companies. But nowadays, since a lot of them are going to digital, just stick your card in, and it'll scan the card, bill you, take the money out before you even press the button to get the soda out of there. They're always screaming bloody murder. You're going to screw up our business. Man, back in the 70s, we had Canadian coinage back in Maine, and you'd stick the Canadian coin into the machine, and it would drop through because it doesn't weigh the same as an American coin. Okay, different vending machines will have to be set up for that, or just add another cog or sprocket to account for the new sizes. Vending machine companies will have to keep up with the coinage. It's not the coinage that has to keep up with the vending machines. They'll adjust. It's free enterprise. They will find a way to adjust. All right, but there's designs to look for. There's different compositions. Hopefully they won't change the sizes. I'd like to see them come up with a dollar coin that's silver. It'd be, the size of a trine, just a little thing. All right, so there's dates, designs, metals, and then you get the odd stuff. Hey man, there's something wrong or funny about this coin. You don't know what it is, but it's not quite regular. I pulled this out of a dime roll, and it's not quite. What the heck is this? That's the sort of thing people will save. All right, you get foreign coins in the mix. Canadian, Mexican, they're going to be the most common, being they join the United States. Just find a W. It's next to the Q. Woohoo! There you go. You get coins that are very, very close in size to U.S. coinage. Sometimes they're identical in size. That's about, now this is a 10th Balboa, this one. It's a decimo. It's the size of a dime. Do I have a dime here? I'm sure I have a dime somewhere. Well, here's a penny. Yeah, we'll put the, here, look at it this way. Yeah, that's a 10th Balboa from Panama from 1983. It's the size of a dime, just a little smaller than a penny. And you get into some neat stuff, really, just from circulating coinage. Lots of foreigns out there. Very good. That's my girlfriend, all right. Okay. Yeah. I remember when the Susan B's first came out, they were clogging quarter machines in Reno. Oh, man. Oh, you had the Susan B.A. dollars. They came out and they said, oh, look, it's got this edge on there, so, you know, to help the blind people. Because it's got the multi-sided, except it's, you know, a design feature on the inside, and the outside is, you know, the same darn reeded edge. Do people still use Susan B's? They never use them to begin with. They were a novelty. They've always been a novelty. People collect them, but there's only, what, a few dates, 6, 7 dates. 79, 80, 81, P, D, and S. There's an S uncirculated. Then they brought them up again. They got to do with these new dollar, small dollar. And Susan B. Anthony was authorized for the small dollar. And they didn't have the design ready yet for the Pocahontas dollars. So they made 1999 Susan B. Anthony's. Okay. Well, that's the way. It's a sea hag. Oh, she's hideous. We had her around here somewhere earlier. Well, I've got this place is buried with stuff. Yep. But you can go to the bank and say, look, I want some dollar rolls, and in there will be some Susan B. Anthony dollars. Gosh, the stuff you can find. The oddities are what people try to grab. What I do is stick them aside. Right? You don't know what to do with them. You're not sure what it is. Just stick them aside. Stick them in a bag. Stick them in a box. Right? Mark it with stuff that you found that you don't want to throw away because you don't know what it is yet. And eventually, you'll learn what to hunt for, what this stuff is. But if it's odd, keep it. You need to tell Ken I'm watching his videos. I just got a comment on my only video from Rashida. Okay, well, that's good. Rashida's watching all our videos. That really helps. It does. Yeah. And don't feed the trolls. We'll have to call one out. Yes, that's what we'll do. We'll shame one. Let's see. But different people have different targets for what they're looking for. Really, I recommend, if you want to get into it, assemble the complete set of every date, every mint mark, right, and just go for the best one out of that whole box. Do cuds and die cracks work? Oh, get them. You see a penny and it's odd, hold on to it for sure. There's some stuff out there that can go for good money. We're talking 20, 30, 40 bucks. Good money. Keep them. Wow, is Rashida Miller just having an episode or what? Yeah. I mean, it's one thing just to be, you know, a creep. It's another just to lose your mind. She who has no name. There we go. Let's keep on going. Okay, let's get into technique. We could go on and on about what to hunt for. All the designs, all the peculiarities, die chips, cracks, cuds, all that good stuff. Let's get into technique, right? Okay, you got two kinds of rolls. One are machine wrapped, and they're pretty good. How to open the darn things? Dude, it's up to you. I see these young people in there, and they've got, they can get their fingernails right in there and open these. I used to have that kind of ability, but no, these are ham-fisted now. A lot of people grab a piece of metal. I had one. Maybe an old screwdriver or something, and just pluck the ends off of those. And that works pretty well. if you have such dexterity. And you can open the darn things right up. They drop out. Oh, look, I'm getting these pennies thrown all over the place. They're landing one on top of another. It doesn't take much to screw up a penny, right? The larger coins, quarters, if you got quarters impacting quarters, I can't do it. It's going to screw them up. Okay, let's start. I use a toothpick because I can get in here with a toothpick and just, I'm sure I can get in there with a toothpick and just peel that up. Once I get it peeled, oh, it opens like a tube of biscuits. Look at that. Look how pretty these are. Okay. I love BU rolls, right? People go through brilliant uncirculated, the original bank wrapped rolls, because if they find one dye variety, chances are in this blend will be several identical dye varieties. We can just pick one up and have a look here. Let me show you what I'm looking at. Where are you? Scope. Ta-da! These are 2016s, and as you can see, they're beautiful. Where'd my toothpick go? There it is. Okay, but like I say, you know, contacting one on another, dropping them out like that, can leave these little marks. Okay, not a whole lot. It's just a tiny blemish. These are called contact marks, and you get them on your coins. Just in production, because they come out of the mint right there, slammed together with the dies and makes a penny, and drops into a hopper. So you get coin after coin after coin dropping on top of each other, and they're making, you know, 10 of these per second. I mean, just dropping these coins out. Okay, well, you're going to get these contact marks. You see them right here, just like that, just little contact marks. The whole idea is to get one with no contact marks. You know, these brilliant uncirculated rolls, people will go through these. Where are you? Home. There it is. And pick out the very best, right? It might take you 20 rolls, I mean a whole box of the darn things, to find one that has no contact marks. But by God, that one with no contact marks may be of such superior quality that it'll sell for $200-300. There's a fellow I know in one of these groups on Facebook. That's all he does is go through BU rolls, these brilliant uncirculated rolls, looking for that one coin that's better than all the others. And he sends them off, has them certified. You know, he's smart enough to determine which one is certifiable. Where are you here? How about this one? Is this one good enough? No, that was not good enough. He's skilled enough to pick out which one is good enough. Is that a clash? No, that's probably little marks. No, those are contact marks. And dude, they sell for $200, $300, $400. Takes them a week. Well, that wouldn't be a bad week's pay really. Penny Pitcher says, I found a 2014 with cuts on the front and back with die cracks on both sides. They're out there. I prefer to find the treasures rather than take a chance I can sell a roll for a little more than face. Well, I got a box of the. I got a couple of boxes of these. These are what, 2016s, unopened. They're good for $1, maybe $2 per roll. But to the person who's opening these up, they're just looking for that one coin that surpasses the quality of all the others. And dude, you can get serious money for this. When's the next Q&A? It's every Thursday. If you go to my blog, what if I have that loaded? I've actually started a page specific to the Q&A. I was out of sorts yesterday, so Paula winged it alone. There we go. We can see the screen here. There's the screen. On the blog, here's the live Q&A. And you have this week's host channel. Now it's Paula. It's going to be Thursday, and the host will determine the start time. But you can send your photos and questions to checkmycoin@yahoo.com. There we go. It's a lot of fun. And we've got panel members, and as we add panel members, we'll add them to the list. And then past episodes, here they are, Mantix or Coin Up. I'll add Paula's in here. Okay, that's the blog. You'll find a link to that down below. Check my coin at yahoo.com. Real handy. Send your pictures. Okay, let's get into this. What you're looking for, I lost my way. There. You need two things to make this work. You got to have a supply. You got to have a source for coins. And all those coins that you're done with, you pick through them, right? That's what this jar is. You got to have a way to get rid of the darn things. You need an in and you need an out. Okay. Best way is to have two banks. One bank to pick them up at, one bank to drop them off at. If you pick up your pennies at the same place you drop them off at, they're gonna get wise and say, look, man, you've taken all our pennies. It costs them money to order these rolls from the coin rolling companies, right? From the Brinks or from Loomis, or what are these from? These are NF String, is the manufacturer of the paper that these are wrapped up. It's probably some company then that uses the wrappers to roll their pennies, and they do it with machines because, geez, the banks don't do it anymore. They're not in the business to service the customer. Come on, machines handle this. Well, these companies that do the rolling and the sorting and the counting and the cleaning, because you got to clean these coins too if you're going to have them rolled up. You can't have toenails and potato chips and buttons and washers, getting into the mix. It's going to screw up the mix. So they clean the darn coins before they get rolled up. And there is a charge because there's also delivery, distribution fees. Coin digestive tract. No, you get, maybe not toenails, but well, I get my brother's coins, and there's always a toenail or something. I mean, the whole toenail. It's like this big. It's the nastiest thing you ever did see. Okay, the banks have to pay a premium, and it's probably like $5 for a box to get these coins in. And if you're going back to the same bank, they don't want to. No, you're killing them. No, pick them up in one spot, dude. I want to pick up a box of pennies every month. Right, first of the month. This is what I did with one bank in town, and I drop them off at another bank. Right now, I roll them myself. Whereas that you can get these thingies that'll count them up pretty easily, right, and pretty accurately. But you got to watch out. The new pennies, the zinc pennies, are smaller than the copper pennies, so you'll be accurate to within one or two, depending on how many of the zincans you have in there. But your quarters are pretty accurate. You can take them to machines and dump them in the machines, and they'll count them up for you, and you don't have to go to a bank. But they keep 10%. Well, let me tell you, on a $10 roll of quarters, I can keep the dollar and just count to 40. So I'll do it that way. Then I still have to take them back to the bank, and I need a bank to do that. Who's not gonna care that I keep dropping $100 worth of coins every month in. So two banks, one to pick up, one to drop off, and keep them straight. Liz says, I'm going to fall asleep with your brother's toenail in my head. Dude, I'll get you a picture, right? I mean, it looks just like a potato chip, except it's a really thick yellow potato chip, right? With some cuticle on the back. It's nasty. Yeah, I'll get you a real image, and then you can just flip right up. No pictures, says SJ. Okay, we'll get back to this. All right. Now, I have one bank where I pick things up from pretty regular. Every now and then I'll go to a different bank and try them. But they usually want you to have an account at that bank. Well, typical checking account, to open that up is going to cost you $100. And if you drop below that, they get a monthly fee. And as soon as you drop below 100, they close your account anyway. So you can figure $100 to open an account somewhere and keep it there forever. I have 3 credit unions. None charge if you're a member, meaning I had to deposit $5 to $25 in a checking account. There you go. Check your banks and see which ones are favorable for what you're trying to do. There are some banks, if you have a savings account, it's no problem. Do your banking here, and you can buy boxes of rolls or a few rolls at a time. Doesn't matter. And you don't have to have a minimum. $5 in a checking account or a savings account will get them going. Yep, and free coin counters. There's a neat one. The credit unions oftentimes will have a coin counting machine. I use TD Bank because it's convenient. I've got a couple of branches in town, and they used to have a coin counting machine. Just take your coins and dump them in, and you get full credit. They don't keep a percentage, right? Just take the slip up and you make a deposit. But they took that out because somebody put in a bunch of coins and it was off by 2 cents. Oh, there's always one that's going to screw the pooch on that. Some give me $20 for each referral. Oh, there you go. Get all your friends. Hey, go check out this bank, and they give you money. Do it enough, you can make a living. I carry Home Depot and Lowe's 5-gallon buckets into the bank. Yeah, I got. I used an ice cream tub for a while because I could fit like $40 in there, and it always gave me a good reason to get some more ice cream if I needed another bucket. But they get pretty heavy, dude. Up my back, oh, forget it. It's tough. But use 2 bags. Pick them up here, drop them off there, and don't cross them because they don't want to incur that fee for all those rolls, all those boxes you're picking up. Yeah, don't abuse them. Treat your tellers right. Get some candy. Hey, I got some chocolate bars for all you guys. Here you go. And it's kind of neat because then they say, oh, here's that guy that gave us chocolate. Hey, I got this dollar here. A guy dropped off some dollar coins, but they're not like, the new ones. These are really giant, and they got some chick on there. Do you want them for $1? Yes. You say yes. This happens. Make them your best friends. Now SJ wants Rocky Road ice cream. Okay. Okay, you need a plan for the disposal. If you're going to wrap them up, well, you're going to need wrappers. If you don't have wrappers, well, they're not going to take a bucket of loose change. But those credit unions where you just pour your bucket in, that's a lifesaver. Dude, you don't have to wrap the darn things up. You don't have to have wrappers. You just go on in and dump them, call it good. It's a beautiful thing. By all means, check it out. Compare your banks, see which one's working for you. Go with it and do your business where it works. If they decide that, we can't give you boxes of rolls anymore, that's no problem. I'd like to close my account, and I'll go try the bank across the street and give them my business. And that's how it works. You put $100 in a checking account, you're going to get $100 back, and go across the street, and you're good. Okay. Oh, here's another one. If you're doing, if you don't have access to a bank, if you got one bank in town, well, instead of pennies, try quarters. Really, you can find a lot of stuff in there. You can assemble a beautiful set. And I never, ever have problems taking a roll of quarters into a store and say, I need a gallon of milk, a loaf of bread, and I got a roll of quarters. It's never a problem. You go get gas, spend a $10 roll on gas. They will never complain. Gas stations get the craziest mix of coins in. Mantic says, had to close an account last week. They started charging me $15 a month. No, ain't worth it. No, it'll eat you up. Some people have several banks, and incurring fees at each bank isn't going to work. But you should have 2 accounts. One account for your personal, right? And that's where you can pick them up or drop them off, doesn't matter. Another account just for your coin enterprise. And hey, it makes good sense. You may not be at that level yet, but one day you'll be there. All you want for free at my bank, good Lord. I actually buy the wrappers. There's $7 for 1,000 of the darn things. It's not a killer. But go to your bank and say, hey man, do you have any of those wrappers for pennies? How many can I get? How many do you need? And if you say 17, they will count 17. Just give me a bunch of them like this. Reach and give me as many as you can without having to charge me $15. Work on it. All right. So we're going to get these rolls. We got our source bank. We have a plan in place on getting rid of the darn things. We're going to need a workstation, right? A desktop, a tabletop. Really, if you get into it, you want to have a dedicated workstation. And you'll see pictures on these groups of, people take a shot of the I can't show you this desk because, dude, forget it. But you're going to see a lot of common things. Sometimes people put down a towel, right, or a cloth, and it's really neat to see that get filthy beyond words, right? Good Lord, you go through a few rolls and you will blacken a cloth. But it does help when you're dropping the coins out of the rolls here that, well, they're not hitting a hard surface, they're getting onto a softer surface. Any debris that's in there, any toenails, of course, would fall into a towel, right? And, well, that's a personal choice, but a good light, so we got a decent light up here that I broke the other day, a good surface, enough space to work with, and you can do your thing. You're going to have your supply in one spot, maybe on the floor, maybe on the desk. It doesn't really matter. You got the coins you're going to open, right? You got a space to look through them. You got space to sort if you want to sort the coins. Some people go for die varieties. They get into inspecting the coins for minute issues. And well, this is what I do. So I need a lot of space, and it also helps me to sort them into individual years. I thought I had one here. I know I've got one here somewhere. What's this? No, I'm not ready. What's this bag? Okay, here's a bag of just 2013s. Kind of handy. These Ziploc bags are $3. You get 50 of the darn things. I like that black cardboard. I got some around here somewhere. There we go. You can cover your desk with this. It's a foam board, 1/4 inch thick. Pretty handy when you want to shuttle some coins around, but you can lay them down and use that as a surface. As long as you can hold it upright, you're good. Okay, when I'm going through individual coins, having a single date in front of me works out well. Well, let's bring that back. And I could spread the darn things out, and I can go from one coin to the next, to the next, to the next. I've got a loop. So I'm looking at every single coin. Okay, this one's he's scratched and screwed up. I can fling him to the side immediately. That goes into the coffee can to go back to the bank. I'll look at one side, flip them all over, and look at the other side and continue. But hey, this one looks funny. So I'd want to compare that one to a regular design. And look, because I'm doing the same date, I've got several of the regular design right beside, so I can compare this one to all these. What's going on with that? Looks like a really extra thickness on Liberty. Well, how's it compared to that one? I can put them one on top of the other and do a side-by-side comparison. It's handy. Some people don't like to sort. It takes time. That's up to you. While I'm boiling spaghetti over here, I'll spend a few minutes and sort out some pennies. I sort it by decade. Right, so I'll have bags of just 70s, bags of just 80s, and when I get to it, I'll sort it. Take one of those bags and sort it by individual year. People use cups. There you go. This would be 1958, or maybe it's just an 8. Doesn't matter. I drink from the cup, get my money's worth out of it there, and then keep using them again and again in coins. These are my little pieces of paper I use to write down what it is I found. Yeah, they're handy. Oh, let's see. These are just die chips and penny and rollers. They're handy. You're going to find the Ziploc bags offer so much flexibility. You can open them and close them. I do prefer the zippers. Man, when these pop open, you don't know it, you're in trouble. But nothing lasts forever. When these things go, you got pennies all over the floor. What just fell? Let me get that up. All right. People use medicine jars. They use any kind of jar in the house, be it plastic or glass. Whatever works to organize and separate and contain your coins. Boxes will work. That's up to you. Mouthwash cups are cheap. I have a few Sharpies. Do you do different color for different decades, like blue for 60s, red for 70s? Whatever you like to do to organize yourself, that's up to you, man. I recommend watching. You see a lot of the people in the channels over here in the chat. A lot of these folks have videos where they have gone through rolls, where they do cornroll hunting. Watch their technique. Not so much when you're new, you don't have to pay so much attention to exactly what they're hunting for, but watch their technique, because you'll be able to pick up a bit from this guy and a bit from that guy and say, geez, that would help me out with the way I do things. Look for the technique. Sorting works. Once you've done this, you've gone through 1,000,000 coins, you don't necessarily have to sort them by date. You can just pick one coin out of the barrel and look at it and say, aha, I know what this is. That will come with time. No, but I have a perfect Amazon boxes for putting the cups in, then stack the boxes, with each box being a decade. But I stopped that. Now I use jars. Hey, your technique will evolve, no question about that. What's important is, first off, you get started and you formulate your own technique, your own method. Sharon sorts using Dollar Tree ice cube trays. It all works. I like the cups because when they get filled, I can dump them into a Ziploc bag, and I can fit 10 of these across, and it's going to cover, 2 feet. It's workable for me. For my needs, it works. I use a 21 slot craft box. Just as good. I can't wait until I get that printout with the dates and totals. Oh, one of these. There we go. Oh, this is we're going to have a giveaway later. Silver Rapture was saying he can't wait till he gets this. Let's see. That's the right one. Okay. One thing to put together, right, are notes. Gosh, it's the notes of the thing. I've got a checklist here for the Lincoln cents. Every date, every mint mark, how many were made, what their surviving population is, and over here you got space to make notes. So you can say, watch this date because it's got a wide AM, right? But only this date has a wide AM. And you got every date they made on the darn things. And there's 8 pages here. 4. There's 50s and gets into 60s and large and small dates. And, we can always add notes. Like 1984, look for the doubled ear, right? So this is not a list of varieties. This is a list just so you can put together the complete collection. If it's shiny, put a star, whatever you like. Well, we're going to send this out to whoever wins the little giveaway here. Handy thing. Now I'll punch holes in it so you can put it in a binder. Okay. So whatever works for you, go with it. But watch what other people do, the techniques that they use when they're sorting their coins or storing the coins or picking out their coins. Listen to what they're picking out and keep notes, by God. Now I'm going to give you this link, actually down below. It's for the coin collector checklist. Where's the screenshot? Here we go. And this will take you to this, where we have checklists for every series. Well, just about every series, but this one, this is for Lincoln cents. Let me see if you can see this right. Down at the bottom, here it is, you got a series of little tabs, and there's arrows on the right. I don't know if that will see. Big half dimes, dimes, pennies, nickels. Here's your Buffaloes, your Jefferson nickels. And these you can get out of pocket change, right? Different dates, mint marks, everything to look for. All the way up to, 2018 is the cutoff. I haven't done the 2019s for a lot of these yet. The quarters is neat because you got so darn many of them. Here you go. There's your Washingtons, and it just goes on and on. Especially when you get into the 2000s. Yeah, and then you have abbreviations for, the states and all that stuff. Collect them all. But keep notes, that's the thing. And you're free to use this, copy it, paste it, print it off right from here. Whatever you like to do with it, you can adjust it for your own use. They're all handy. You won't be able to edit, but you can copy the darn thing. It's handy. Just a tool to help you out is all that is. Let me get back to here. There's home. PCGS has surviving population estimates. That's right. That's what these are based on. You got to say it's based on PCGS, because if I said we copied them verbatim, then it'd be an issue. But Paula just posted the coin collector spreadsheet link, which would get you those, and you can print those up at your pleasure. But move them around, make it work. Got my mint set. Made the week. Oh, outstanding, Sharon. Been a good week. Okay, let's keep on going. Table space. You're going to find that to be a premium. If you have a workstation, it's best to have a dedicated space, because, dude, you can fill a lot of tables. And just a table for sorting, another table for looking at. I got one over here I just use for sorting, right? And dude, there's so much junk on there. It just keeps it sliding off. I'm ashamed of it, really. I have no excuse. It's just shameful. Um, a dedicated workstation works. Now, if you don't have that, you got the kitchen table, and it's got to be cleared at 5 o'clock. You'll have to adjust your ways accordingly. But if you can just have a 4-foot table, you could do so much with that, and that's where you can start to accumulate things, right? You've got a place now for loops, for a stapler to go with your flips, and you've got different flips. You've got plastic flips or cardboard flips. It's a hobby of accumulation. It's not just the coins, it's the tools and equipment to go with it. Give it time. Don't be afraid, don't be upset if you don't find every single coin for every single date and mint mark in the first box you go through. It's not going to work that way. But you need a place to gather things, right? Maybe books. You get the library of books back here. With that one, I had a CPG here. I wonder where that went. Where do these things go when they go wherever the hell they go? There it is. There we go. Here's a great book I recommend. It's a 2-volume series. It's called The Cherry Picker's Guide. Right? You've got your coins sorted by year. You can go in here and look and say, aha, I want to look at, for 1982, I'm going to look for this and this and this. You'll have close-ups of what to hunt for in particular. Here's an 1876 seeded $50 with a doubling on the date. Okay, all kinds of stuff in there. But if you're doing, the recent stuff, right? Lincoln's, Roosevelt's, Jefferson's, that's in here too. Here's some stuff for what's this? Washington quarters. Let's see. Let's find a common one. 1970D. Double die in the Washington quarters. Right there. Right? Now you know, aha. There's a double die in the 70D. I'm going to write that down in my notes. Again, you can assemble a whole lot of information from right there. It's a handy thing. It doesn't have every single variety listed. It has, some of the most prominent, the most handsome, the easiest to find, the ones that stand out. And that's the Cherry Picker's Guide. It's by Bill Fivaz and J.T. Stanton, who passed away recently, poor fella. Well, God rest his soul. Great books. These will set you back $25 to $30 per copy used. Okay. Now, on my blog, and we had that up here before, you're going to find a whole list of things. And let's see, it should be over here on the right. There we go. Can we see it? Yeah, good. Okay, you got a whole list over here on the right side of my blog, the 1 Million Pennies Project. You'll find, here's the die variety cheat sheet. Real handy. That's just for Lincoln cents, right? But another one is key information websites. You can go in there, and you'll have all sorts of different places to look for. There's the Variety Vista site, the copper coins. Good Lord, you want to find information? There's good stuff in here. We keep it for you. Every now and then we add to it. There's links for everything under the sun. 3-cent nickels, shield nickels. What do you want? Keep an eye on that. That's where you get the list of things to hunt for. But that doesn't. None of that talks about technique, which is what we're trying to get into here. Okay, table space. Handy to have a dedicated workstation. Give it time. You'll want some shelves and a table, a comfortable chair, a light. You'll get into computer, camera. So wherever you place it, put it near some power. That's going to be a whole lot easier later. You stick it in a corner where there's no power source. Now you got to run electrical cords. The rabbit's going to bite into them. It's a big mess. At some point, you want to start. You'll start gathering coins. What do you do when you find something? Okay, there are holders you can get. There's plastic holders, right, where you can put a single coin in here. What's this one? That's a 1942. This is from Mantic Coins, how he does his. There are other people who do them in the cardboard holders, staple them up, put pretty little labels on them, make them real fancy, right? Where'd mine go? There we go. They print up these real special inserts. Ta-da, just like that. Maybe nothing on the back, maybe something on the back. Maybe it's just a blank piece of paper, right? This is a die chip on this one. tell you what it is. And they're handy. Then you'll need something to put those in. So you get into the boxes. Really, you can make your own individual holders. Let me get these out of the way with a piece of paper. Okay, here we go. Watch this. I'm going to take this holder right here. All right, because about 2 inches is about what I want. Okay, I'm going to give it a little extra space at the top and on the sides, but I just want to measure 2 inches a couple of times. Well, actually, let me change this. Let me start over. There, I want to go about 1 inch from the side. There you go. Oops, stop. This is so hard. I suck at crafting. All right, I want to give that a little edge in, coming in from the edge just you can't see that, coming in from the corner just a bit. I'll do the same thing up here and have that about 1 inch wide. And then I want to flap up at the top about like that. There. You make a template. You're gonna love this. Okay, I'm going to cut this baby out. You can make your own template and just trace the darn thing. I can't get in there. That's like a fat cross. Okay, because a lot of people don't have the budget. Okay, I'm taking the bottom, I'm going to fold that up. Alright, I'm going to take the side, fold that over. Fold over the other side. Add a piece of tape. Where's my tape now? Here it is. Add a piece of tape across that. I've got a holder. Fold the flap over. Ta-da, I can write what it is over here. Take my coin. Drop it right in. Ta-da! Can you see that through the light? No, there's a penny in there. Whatever. You don't have to spend a fortune on the hobby. A piece of paper, scissors, tape go a long way. Ziploc bags, cups. We're talking basic stuff you'll find around the house. Put them to use. Nearly 50, been collecting since I was 9, says Scott. Yeah, it sticks with you forever. This is the kind of hobby you start it. You don't have to do it all day, every day. Just spend a little time on Saturday night going through a bunch of pennies, and you can add to your collection all the time. Yeah, we did that. It's on the blog how to do that. Mike Badger has an article I got to finish up and add the photos to. Right there, that's a 19. Oh no, that's a 2016. 1 cent, right? And you grab a box. You can make a box. Geez, I just had one. Wonder where that went. It's gone. No matter. You can make a box, or pick up a box that'll hold these little coins. And just drop them in the box. You can index them, find them, get to them, pull them up. All kinds of different ways. Go with what works for you. My left and right ear said, Ken Peavy's on. Please feed the brain with coin knowledge. Hey, Ramon. How are you? We're talking about coin roll hunting and different techniques that can help you out. Okay. When you got that workstation, of course, you got a space to put these things. And we're talking coins, rolls, bags, cups, staplers, pair of scissors, right? Now you got tape, paper, or just the holders themselves already ready. It doesn't take long to fill an area with these tools, because you're going to get into more tools, right? Loops and scales. You'll have folders. There we go. All the folders and stuff that'll have the slots built in. Geez, it makes sense now to add a shelf above your table, or maybe a shelf rack over on the side where you can get to the stuff. You'll get tubes of coins. Boxes of coins. Plan ahead, because this hobby, if you let it, and I recommend you do, will absorb space and time. It's like it's a space-time continuum absorption device. It works real well. But you're going to gather these tools over time. Desk and drawers, very handy to have. A good light, like that one, like the one I broke up here. The reference material, the cherry picking lists. Now, over on my blog, I showed you that. I'll go back to it real quick. I'm going to work on a nickel list here too. Okay, key, nope, not that one. Index, consignment, coin inspection. There we go. Link and sent, die variety cheat sheet. Can you see this at all? Screen. Yeah, here you go. So you've got a lot of years with something particular to look for, right? 1922 with no mint mark. You want to pick that out, right? 1934 D, or the regular 34 that has a double die obverse. There's a picture of it right up here, right? Here you got a 1910 S with a repunched mint mark. If you look real close, there's a little S above the S. Kind of neat. You'll get into those eventually. But there's some have links. A poor man's double die. We'll get one, but they don't have any real value. It's a worn die. There's a 69D that has no FG. Kind of neat. Not really valuable, but they're out there. Why not grab one up? You have these small double die reverses, starting around 97 when they went to the single press on the hubbing of the die. We have this little bit of extra metal right beside the statue. Those are kind of neat. Here's one in 1983 with a counter clash. So you've got extra letters. Look, here's an extra N and G, I, N. There's one to look out for right there. You got these clash coins. 2016 is a great one where you have the shield is actually imprinted on the reverse, because when the coins were being made, the dies came together with no coin in between, so they left the imprint of the back of the die in the front and the front of the die in the back. Kind of neat. You actually see letters on these things. They hit so darn hard. But there's a good list. It's just a start. Really, you'll invent and create and develop your own list. Which is why I say, get over and print these checklists off, make them work for you, and keep your own documentation, keep your own lists. There, keep your own notes. I've lost my way again. Got that, got this, good. Oh, there's so much to look for. Honestly, every date and every mint mark, every coin has a potential of being an error, which would be something wrong during production, be off-center, right? Can have a chip or a crack in there. Die varieties get more specific, right? And they'll be specific to a particular date. And just about every year we'll have those. Up until 1989 or through 1989, there's the chances of repunched mint marks. You won't get those in Phillies because they got no mint mark. And they stopped making the mint mark the same way after 1989, so no more mint marks after that. But just about every date will have something. Well, if you don't know what it is, or you're not sure what it is, you got something, you're scratching your head thinking, I don't know, just set it aside, really, set it aside. You'll gather these. These are just the picks, stuff that I picked out for whatever reason, and God only knows what's in here. A lot of these, I'll just go through a few here, a lot of these will be chips and cracks. They'll be pretty minor. What's this one? Why did I pick this coin out? Because it's Canadian. Okay, great, that's why. Sometimes I pick them out just because it's a wheat penny. What's this one? It's a wheat penny. All right. What's the date on that? 1957D. Then you get into the, the particular varieties. I'm zooming in on the mint mark or zooming in on Liberty, right? What's this? A quarter? It's why did I pick this out? Oh, it's a bicentennial quarter. Yeah, I pick out those and save them. It doesn't mean I've examined these looking for die varieties yet, but I've got a whole bunch of these. Let me tell you, I've got stacks of them. Here's a quarter I picked out. What's the... Okay, it's a quarter. What's special about it? Why did I pick this out? Is it a spitting horse? Is it a pooping horse? I don't know why I picked this out, by God, but I got it. It's set aside. I'll have to look at it further. And you'll get this. If you don't know what you're hunting for right now, well, set it aside, because I can guarantee you in a couple of years, you'll go through that bag again and you'll throw half of it back to the bank, right? It's a savings program. You'll throw half of them back to the bank, but you're going to find some stuff that you weren't sure of it before, but now, after months and months of experience, you'll say, aha, I know what this is. Not only is it a winner, by God, I'm going to put that in a special holder, right? I'm going to print it up and make it real fancy. That's me. I go back to my pick stuff and can't figure out why I picked it. Well, if you can't pick it out twice, maybe it's nothing. But you'll know better in 6 months if it's a keeper. Okay, let's see. You got your reference materials, lists, book, websites. Coming up with the money. Here's a neat one. How do you get the money? You see these people, they go through $50 boxes, right? You see pictures. I picked up 6, 8 boxes of $50. I got a truck full of $50 rolls. How do you get that kind of money? Honestly, a $25 box of pennies. You do have to make some sort of investment into this, right? You got to, well, just the coins to go through. A box of pennies is going to cost you 25 bucks. When I was 12 years old, 25 bucks was a lot of money. Of course, back then there were $10 roll boxes. Just these little cute little boxes. They worked great for storing rolls, I'll tell you that. Well, I can't solve your problems for you. How you come up with however much you can come up with is up to you. Honestly, $5 shouldn't be too hard. And if you can do $5 a week, well, in 5 weeks you get enough to get a whole box of pennies. But don't spend the money. Keep it in the hobby. Keep it cycling. Right? It's not so much how much money you have in inventory, right, in stock, waiting to be looked at. It's how often and how quickly you can cycle it, right? I would go when I was a kid, right? I'd take my money from the shoveling snow or taking out Mrs. Fenno's trash or delivering newspapers. I'd go down to the bank, right? I'd go to this one bank and I'd say, can I get $7 worth of pennies? Sure, here you go. And I sit there on the curb, it's 20 below. I got pockets in my coat, so I can keep the good ones. I got my source, my $7 in new pennies right here. And, well, I go through them right there, just looking for dates, looking for wheat pennies, looking for whatever's weird or atypical or anormal. And the ones I checked go in this pocket. And then the ones I want to keep go up here. Okay, I got a great plan. Okay, so then I get through them. I go across the street to another bank, right? And I turn in, because I keep the darn rollers. I keep the rollers so I can roll them back up and go across the street. And now I got $6 because I keep in some, or $6.50. And I said, can I get 3 rolls of nickels? Oh, sure, here you go. And I go to my curb because I got it all warmed up that one spot. And I go through these nickels and I pick out, 1938D, right, war nickels. This is back in the 70s. You could do it. Yep. Your mom, now I had to wash my own jacket. Yep. It was tough. We just go swimming with our clothes on. And that was the same thing as doing laundry, really. Worked out pretty good. And I go back and forth until I got my big pocket up here is full of stuff I want to keep, and I don't have enough left to go get, another roll of pennies. Then it's time to head back to the house. Okay, and it was 2 miles uphill. Always was. It's the tides. It's always making it uphill. I get nervous when I get down to 2 boxes of unsearched pennies. I pick up my pennies at the start of the year, right around December and January. There are tactics that you'll learn over time. People take a lot of change back at the end of the year. Christmas time, they want to get something special for their precious little snowflakes, so they'll rip the house apart looking for coins to take back to the bank. And a lot of times, maybe that one coin they saved out back in July, okay, it's more important to get that X box for Junior, so we'll take that, we'll just send that back to the bank. And you got a lot more stuff coming into the bank in January and December. Because in January, of course, I don't want to pay that credit card bill. And I call it the Christmas effect is what it is. I get a lot more interesting finds in December and January because of that effect. People don't know what it is, but by God, You know, it's another quarter going back to the bank. You tend to get a little bit more silver, a little bit more wheat pennies, a little bit more stuff. So I just stock up. I get about $300-400 worth at the start of the year, and I just load them up over here, and I'll sort through them as time goes by until I get down to single years, and then I can go through just one bag in a day and be done with it. Boy, I got a lot of 2016s. I can tell you that right now. Every now and then you get the full box. Well, keep them, don't keep them. That's up to you. But it's a good time. It's a good tactic to employ if you can afford it. A lot of people can't. Half the people out there don't have $500 in their checking account. So this, is a way to actually aggressively save money. Set aside the savings. The stuff that you pick, if you're new to this, a lot of this stuff's going to be junk. Okay, I'm going to tell you right now, most of the things people pick out and say, geez, there's a neat coin, I don't know what's going on. Most of the time it's going to be damaged. Well, no matter, you're still saving that money, and rather than spending it on candy bars or junk food or video games, keep your pennies and build a stock, build an inventory. Like I say, $5 a week. In a month and change, you have a box of pennies, right? In 3 or 4 months, geez, you can do a box of nickels. And that's neat because now you start to get into some silver in there, right? $500 is a box of $half. Good Lord. You get 3, 4, 5 boxes of $half at a time. That's a chunk of change to have cycling. Ken has a great sense of humor besides his incredible knowledge. Thank you very much. I'll be here all week. My nephew got a bar down in Orange, just south of Daytona, Orange Park. And I go down there and just do, grab a beer. And karaoke night, I do, well, besides singing, because, dude, it's velvet, this voice. I do a little stand-up act, just, for a goof. It's fun. I laugh. Nobody else does. Shares on the Jersey Shore. There you go. Add a few bucks at a time to your coin enterprise, your little coin hobby thing. $5, $10, $25. At some point, you're going to say, look, I got enough money here, right, where I'm cycling a box of pennies every month. Because it takes me a month to go through a box of pennies. Because I'm looking at every darn penny with one of these. Some people, they just go through dates. That's okay. Saves me the good stuff. Some people just look for silver. That's okay. The money you're going to find, the really valuable stuff, isn't in the silver. It's in the die varieties. Dude, if all you're doing is picking out the silver, you're throwing your good money back to the bank. But give it time. You still have to replace what you take out. You got to replace your picks if you want to take that whole box back to the bank and get your money back so you can get another box. But you're able to cycle it. You're able to keep it going. This is a 10x loop, Scott. They're $3. They're real simple. $3 for shipping. All right, you want 2 of them. It's the second one's $2.50. They're handy. I keep one in the car, one in the truck, one in the other truck that doesn't run, but every now and then I might want to go out there and look at coins, so I keep one in there. There's at least one on this table. There's probably a few on this one here. Here's a high power loop. I look at mint marks just with that one. There's probably a few more on the table here. What's that? Always keep one. I have enough, so no matter where I am, there's one in reach. But this is the king of tools, a 10x loop. I have, I'll get a few available, I'm sure. Yep, handy things. Let's keep on going. Coming up with the money, I can't solve your troubles, but it doesn't take a whole lot. It's how often you're able to cycle it, right? Go through the pennies, take them back, get more pennies. Remember, use 2 banks. Where did Ken go? Well, he's in his truck looking at coins. Ain't seen him. I'm down there in the floorboards. Oop, here's one under here. Ripping that one. It's been in the crack of the seat for 6 years. There are people that go to junkyards. No fooling. They go to junkyards and rip out the seats and look for coins. No fooling. And it's really neat because a lot of times they find some pretty old stuff. There is a niche for this thing. Dude, if you can find the coins, you can make good money on this stuff. Donate the truck, get a tax deduction, spend the money you got back on coins. I got this truck. A buddy of mine passed away, and he was living over in Jacksonville, and he just picked up the truck 2 years before, and he got it at an auction, right? Well, the auction, they had picked up several trucks from the Navy, and this guy came off the Kitty Hawk. The Kitty Hawk was based out of Newport, Jacksonville. So this truck's been around the world, 20 times, and they use it to shuttle back and forth. They pick it up and set it down and drive around wherever they went. Kind of neat. And just Navy guys, but this thing it's got like Navy suspension, Navy shocks, Navy brakes. It's got these hooks so you can, hook it to a crane. You can pick the thing up and move it in. What's a 6.2 liter diesel? It's got 50,000 miles on it. It would pull this house. I've had that truck with 2 tons in the back, hauling a trailer with 2 tons at the bottom of a steep hill, starting at a red light. And when I'm at the top of this hill, I'm doing 60 and accelerating. And I got it. Well, the guy passed away, and the kids didn't have the money. The repo guy came forward. I said, "Look, I want to buy this truck. What's he owe? $2,800. So okay, here you go. We did it right there. Wrote a receipt. This truck's yours. Okay. Yeah, it's a machine. That's a good truck. Yeah, I got the transmission out of the bathtub finally, where I was working on it. So now I can take a bath again. Big, handy. It's one of those 2500 GMC type things. It's like the Blues Brothers car. Yeah, but it's got Navy shocks. Cop shocks are good. Cop motor's good. Navy motor, dude. That thing goes so damn fast, it'll run across the water. They really set that thing up. Okay, let's keep on going to this list, because I got a bunch of notes here. The hobby's going to grow as fast as you want it to. Really, if you can keep your fingers out of the cookie jar and leave this into the hobby, right, and just keep turning it over and turning it over, it's not going to be long before you're going to have a pile of coins, really. You don't sell the refrigerator to pay the rent. So do you need to dip into your coin fund? Do you need to dip into this to, pay for lunch or something? Leave the coin money in the coin money. Yeah, if you have to, well, you've got it it's a backup. It's not going to be a whole lot, maybe 50 bucks. If you're doing quarter rolls, $half-dollar rolls, yeah, it could be a few $100. But try to just keep this building and cycling. Now, if you're finding you're not going through the coins, because maybe life gets in the way all the time, right? If you find you're not going through the coins, well, they're not going to go anywhere. But you could always, if you had to, take them back and cash out for a while and start over. The coins will always be there for you, right? You need the cash? Here it is. Some of the stuff you find, you're going to find, it's worth a little more. There's different ways of selling the coins. That's a different topic for another show. I was U.S. Navy, so I agree. Yeah, they're good. The seat's a little tore up. I mean, come on, you got a bunch of sailors in there. But don't worry about the seat. Yeah. Cycle the coins as best you can. Leave that packet, this savings, this enterprise money, leave it intact. So when it's time to pick it up again, you can, and everything's in place. But if you have to tap into it, hey, it's there for you, baby. That's the best part about saving money is, as a hobby, no matter what, we always got the money. Okay. Picks. What do you do with the stuff you pick out of the rolls? Did we cover that? We kind of covered that. At some point, you'll want to store these things a little better. You can stick them in sacks, right? Just mark it with as picks, stuff you picked out. Here's one. You can reuse these rolls. Hell, you can even make these yourself if you want to. Excuse me. And there's a handy way to store 50 things that you found. Just stick them in the rollers. The banks will give you these. You can pick them up at Walmart if you had to. If you really needed to, get some stiff paper. You can use junk mail, right? You can cut these apart. It'll tell you exactly how big to make them. Right? Get your coins. wrap them up, put some tape around there, and use that as your storage method. It's not going to hurt a thing. That's what the banks use. I sometimes say, I'm just going to look at a few coins. 6 hours? 6 days go by over here just looking at coins. Man. Ender rolls. That's a neat thing. Now, oh, here. If you find a coin on the end, do you crack that open immediately, or do you save it for last? Why tease yourself? Rip into it, man. Hey, that's up to you. They keep the suspense going on some of these shows. Oh, we have an ender. We'll look at that last. No, dude, I'm ripping into that right now. I'm with my teeth if I need to. I take them out of the desk, I clamp them on here, and rip it, and I put them back in the desk, and then I can get to that ender. I hate a tease. Good Lord. Lots of ways to store the stuff you find, but I think one of the easiest methods, one of the most sound methods is, well, a homemade holder works pretty well. You can get these flips. I've got these available. They're $8 for 100 plus the shipping. Does everything you want. Keeps them separate. Let's keep on going. Okay. Oh, good. We got only a half a page left to here. Let's consider security is next. Back when I was, I don't know, 12, my sister and her little friend, Sarah, she's in California now. She got 2 kids, bigger than what she used to be now. I mean, they're getting bigger. Gosh, I grow up so fast. Of course, that was 38 years ago. 40 years ago. Yeah. Look, these kids are, 6, 7 years old. The value of quarter, it's limited to candy, soda, toys, right? That's what a quarter means to them. Doesn't mean that they hold the same value as I do with, say, a bicentennial quarter or an old wheat penny, right? Where I'm trying to build and assemble a collection. To them, it's candy, toys, games, soda. If you have small people, little bit, excuse me, one moment. If you have small people in the house, maybe some vending machines down the hall, it might not be a bad idea to consider security for your collection. There are file cabinets out there. You can get them for 40, 50 bucks. Have a lock on them, a couple of drawers. You can fit a lot of stuff in there. Perhaps maybe it's just a simple lockbox, that will fit on a desk or up on a shelf. Something that will keep these young people from getting into saying, "Aha, I can buy some taffy." Woohoo! Yep. I have a double up in my blood pressure meds from coin hunting. I never grew up. No fun in it. You're right, Patrick. Don't grow up. But consider security as a necessity, especially if you have young people around there. And try not to brag to all your friends. Here you go. When you find stuff, look what I found. It's a silver quarter worth $100. What you're saying, what they're hearing is, come and get my stuff right now and buy drugs. Don't be bragging about your finds. Honestly, you are inviting the wicked people in society. If word gets out, you're inviting them over. Kick in the window and just help yourself, because you're telling them there's value in this location. You have concentrated value. Yeah, keep mum about it. Really, that might be the best advice to offer. Quarters here are mostly laundry and parking meters. Wow, you ever see the guy? He's got a video and he's got to do laundry. He's in college. He's got nothing. So he's taking apart his state quarter collection to do laundry. Oh, God. Really, it's not too hard to get out there and pick up a part-time job, pick up 50 bucks a week. And it might save your collection for sure. I wonder how much you could sell a box like that for. Box of pennies? You can have the rest of these for $1 a roll. Okay, let's keep on going. Work on security. Security involves, not spreading the word, as well as locking it up to keep it away from pretty much the kids. Anybody who really wants to get into your collection, they're going to get into it. So don't let them know that's there. Okay, announcing your finds. A lot of people will see a coin and they pick it up. They got pictures of it and they post it up on different groups on Facebook or Twitter and say, "Look what I've got! Look what I've got! What is it? How much is it worth? And where's the machine I put it in to get my money right now?" Well, 9 times out of 10, if the people are new and they don't know what's going on, it's going to be a damaged coin. Well, you know, if you would just hold back just a bit about that announcement, because it's really not important that you show the entire world, "Look what I found! Look right now. I found this 2 seconds ago and I need acknowledgement." Practice delayed gratification. And it'll save you a lot of grief when you realize, what, that's a damaged coin? Oh, well, how about this one? How about, I've got this one over here. Look at this. Look what I found. What do you think? No, that's damaged too. Okay, well, I got this one, and, well, there's some folks that want attention. Look, I'd love to give you attention, I really would, but there's one of me. But you do look a little bit silly if all you do is keep posting stuff you found, and over again, they just keep on ending up. No, wait for it, man. Most of the coins that are in groups, that are in these Facebook or Twitter groups, when people are saying, "I found this, what is it, what's it worth?" A lot of times it's common circulation or damage. Well, just sit back a bit and watch. And before too long, you realize how to identify the damaged coins from the circulated coins. And then you can post stuff up and say, "Look, I've got this one. What is it?" And they'll look and say, "Ah, why, that's a double die, or, you know, mid-stage die cap or some darn thing." Okay, expectations. What can we really expect to get from this hobby? Okay, we're doing some numbers. Wheat pennies out of a box. You can get a box of pennies right up at the bank for 25 bucks. If they're not all brand new, well, that's a good thing rather than a bust. If you're looking for wheat pennies and you get a whole bunch of circulators, you can probably expect anywhere from 5 to 15 in each box. Well, you figure if each one's good for 3 to 4 cents or 5 cents or 6 cents, that's, you know, like $1 you can make on a box. 4% gain. Well, if I can turn that over 1,000 times, that'd be pretty good. A lot of the coins you're going to find are going to be circulated. They're going to be lower value, lower grade. No problem. And I hate to say you're not going to find anything valuable, because the fact is, as soon as I say that, somebody's going to come around the corner, you know, with a $5,000 coin. They are out there. They're few and far between. So if you're finding a lot of these highly valuable coins, let's think for a minute that maybe they're not quite what you think. But I've seen people back to back find $1,000 coins. You know, one this month, one next month. It happens. I tried to get the 2 girls interested. One was more than the other, of course. Hers got spent. She even put them in a locked cabinet. So one girl spent her coins and the other one locked them up. Which one do you think is going to have it easier down the road? The one with nothing in the locked cabinet, or the one with something in the locked cabinet? This hobby offers opportunity more than anything else. That's what it is, and it's the opportunity that you make of it, right? So how much do you learn, right? The more knowledge and experience you have, the more value you can glean from these boxes. Seriously, back-to-back 92D close AM, says Coin Dragon. That's right. That was Cointelligence found those. He found a $1,000 coin. You know, roll hunting, just going through a box of pennies. Finds a $1,000 coin. Does it again the next month. They're out there. If he didn't know what to look for, he would not have found it. Somebody else would have found it maybe later. But this is what you make of it. If you just want to have fun, dude, there's no problem with that. Some people, that's what they're into it for. You can take this hobby as far as you like. But with each box of coins that you go through, you're going to gain a little more experience, a little more knowledge, a little more expertise, right? The W quarters cheapskates talking about, they're going to be worth a whole lot more than a quarter, right? A whole lot more. And really, the time to get those is right now. Because in 6 months, they're going to have all kinds of marks on them. They're not going to be worth much. Those W quarters are coming out. They're going to be in circulation right now, in the next couple of months. That's the time to get them. As many as you possibly can. And I can see them going for $5 to $10. Real easy. And you could probably find one in every couple of boxes of brand new quarters. But once they get into circulation, they're going to be few and far between. And they'll still be a nice pick. You know, here's a quarter, it's good for $5 right now. There's value out there. A lot of the coins are going to be worth less than $1, right? Getting those coins that are worth $1 or $2, that's a good find. From time to time, you'll get one worth 5 to 10. Ooh, nice. So for every 100 of those, you get one worth $50. They're out there, man. Sometimes you get some crazy stuff. I've got a coin back here. A fellow got out of a coin SAR. It's into the hundreds. Cost him a penny. You gonna drop kick the boys? The one that locked hers up had the little bros take hers. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's why you lock it up. Yeah, the kids, they don't often understand the concept of money for a little while. You know, 8, 10, that's when it starts to develop. But for some, you know, for an 8-year-old, a 7-year-old, this is worth a piece of candy or a soda or a toy. That's what it is. That's what it represents to them. The notion that this quarter is worth more than a quarter, that comes along a little later. And that's what we're looking for, is the coins that are worth more than face value. So if you do have young people in the house, it makes good sense to put these things under lock and key, because to them it's just, you know, a piece of candy. Ooh, look, we can get some candy. It's tough to teach kids to value things owned by other people. You know, there's a process of development that comes in there, but give it time. But until they learn these higher concepts of value, of property, of what's right and wrong, well, stick it in a lock and key and you won't have any troubles. I'm finding the Great American Coin Hunt Golden Ticket. Coming up in the next couple of weeks, a great many collectors and coin dealers nationwide will be taking some interesting coins, right? Valuable coins. We're talking, you know, 10, 20, 50, 100, possibly into the thousands of dollars in value per coin, and putting them into circulation, right? Dropping it off as a tip at a diner for a cup of coffee, going to a vending machine, right, and buying, you know, some chips with silver quarters or V-nickels or some darn thing, or taking some old wheat pennies and just mixing them in and sending them back to the bank. However they're going to do this, they'll drop, you know, vending machines are easy. They'll throw, you know, a $50 into the bucket right with a bell ringer at Christmas time. There's going to be some neat things out there to find. Plus, we have the mint with these new W quarters. There's a lot of opportunity to find some interesting things. Well, let's work on the technique. That's what we've been doing here. And exactly what to find, well, you get to that later. But for now, if it looks out of place, different, out of the ordinary, you don't know what it is or understand it, makes good sense just to, why not stick that aside in a bag and, you know, keep that for later when you learn more. Ooh, yeah, they've got one. A guy's going to put a hologram on a coin. And it'd probably be like a quarter or a $50, so it's big enough to, you know, to read. And if you find that coin with a hologram sticker, you can redeem that from the guy who sent it in. You know, call Joe. Hey Joe, where do you go? I got a $5,000 coin for you. Congratulations. You know, they'll do a story on it or something. It's out there. Remember, this is all a process of accumulation. It's not just the coins you accumulate. You'll accumulate the tools. You'll accumulate knowledge. That's probably the value right there. Excuse me. All right. So don't be disappointed if your first box of pennies or your first box of quarters, you don't find what you're looking for. Because I'm sure there's something in there. Gosh, if you only knew what to look for, you'll find it. Give it time. Cheapskate says, one of the dealers here is talking about dropping an SVDB into circulation. Yeah, it'd be a $500 coin for a junker, right? That would be an incredible find. Yeah, there's some great coins out there. People have found 1924D Lincoln cents in circulation. Hey, might be pretty well worn out, but they find it. Uh, how do these coins get into circulation? A lot of times it's accidental, right? It's the kid wants a piece of candy, takes a coin, doesn't know what it is. To them, it's a nickel. It's a funny looking nickel. It's an old nickel, right? It's a shield nickel, and he spends it in a machine, gets a piece of bubble gum out. The person at the vending company, dumps the machine into a bucket, puts it in a machine, it rolls them up. They take it back to the bank. That's it. Now that old coin is in circulation. It happens. Maybe Joe had a beautiful collection, right? But somebody broke into his house to steal his TV, and they looked and said, "Hey, man, there's a bunch of money on this table," and they gather it up and take it to the bank and roll it up. All right. Well, there's no certification number, there's no ID, there's nothing that separates this coin from another one, right? To pick it out, there's no serial numbers, so it's easy to just drop it back in circulation. And while you think you got a quarter, okay, it's a $500 coin. Okay, theft is one way these coins end up in circulation. Another way, and this is disappointing, right? You have an old grandpa, he's been collecting coins for 70 years, got a lot of great stuff here, but he didn't teach the kids, or the kids didn't get an interest or get exposure to what these things are, right? And he's got a can, right, of pennies from 1910, whole pile of them. But the kids don't understand it. The old fella passes away, and they're cleaning up the estate because they got to auction the house. Sometimes the worst part of somebody passing is you have the property left over, and it's not part of the life of the kids or whoever inherits this stuff. And the only thing to do with all this stuff is sell it off, so they continue their life. Life is about the living, and once somebody's gone, you just pick up the pieces and move on. And, well, sometimes these kids roll up the coins. They don't know what it is, don't understand that it has value. They roll it up, take it back to the bank. So it's really neat. That's why I like these customer wrapped rolls, because there you have a perfect opportunity to find those collections that people have rolled up and just dumped at the bank, not knowing that there's greater value there. Do you collect tokens? He's asking Coins of America. Got a bunch of tax tokens. Man, everything's collectible. You'll find tax tokens in circulation. You'll find foreign coins in circulation. You'll find mint markers in circulation. Dude, there's all kinds of stuff going through there. Sometimes if it's not in circulation, maybe it's somebody's old coffee can. There's all sorts of things that get thrown into a coffee can, man. Sharon says, my grandfather didn't collect coins, but kept all the silver because he was a chemist. Knew one day it'd be worth saving. Well, good enough. Yep. But sometimes the kids don't know, and to them it's just a bunch of coins. We'll just take that back to the bank. They don't know. They've got other things, funeral, for example, to think about. They don't have time to spend to find out what it is. Send it back to the bank, probably good. So it's really neat because there will always be something in circulation. Junk boxes, the local flea market are my favorite, says Scott. Surely. You can get those old jewelry boxes or old things. I found a really nice coin in the bottom of a gun cabinet one day. He's all wrapped up, in an oily rag. Yeah. Sometimes you go to these antique shows and, buy an old chair. Don't forget to check the cushions and see what's in them. People go to the junkyards, take those cars apart just to get the coins in there. Yeah, you can find old stuff everywhere. It's out there, man. So keep an eye out. Hey, look, I want to give away some stuff here. I got two things I want to give away. The first thing, right, now this is going to be folded in half. Let's see who's paying attention. We've got 39 people. You've been here for darn near 2 hours listening to me rant. The first thing is going to be this here checklist. It's a real handy thing. There's not a whole lot of value to it. It's just a tool to help you out, right? It's 8 pages. I've got a checklist. I'm going to poke some holes in it. I'll do that right now. Where's my hole puncher? So you can stick it in a binder. Let's see if I can make this work. We'll tuck it up just right. And you stick it in here. How does this work? I don't do this very often. You know, you can print these up at home. These little checklists. There we go. Make it right and tight. Oh, there. Look, it's got holes in it. Look. Okay, now that'll fit in a 3-ring binder for you. But I'm probably going to fold this in half, okay? Now, you can just print these up on your own. But I'm going to fold that in half to put it with this. Where the heck is it? Here we go. No, that's not. Okay, yeah, that'll work. No, no. Where the hell did it go? No. One moment, please. I had it. Somewhere. There we go. Okay, we're going to have a checklist for Lincoln pennies, and we're going to have a book. Okay, you like these. This is brand spanking new. This is a Whitman folder, right? And this has Lincoln pennies from, this is number 2, from 1940 to 1974. And you have a slot for every date and every mint mark that they made. Well, not every one of them. It doesn't have slots for proofs, for example. Right? This will hold 90? Yeah, 90 different pennies in there. That's pretty handy. So here you can just go through your pocket change, pick out the best 1963 you have. Right? When you do another box, you keep the best 1963 from that box and say, is it better than what I have? If it is, you switch. There we go. LOL, Sharon, but he might bury it in the backyard. What? My pup isn't going to spend... I'm thinking that that Blues Coins pup ate his silver, and he'll find it in the backyard. Only partly buried. Okay, that's what we'll do. Now, here's how this works. People donate to the channel, right? They offer channel support, and we thank you so very much, because on these coin classes, I make about 50 cents on YouTube. Not a whole lot. But to send stuff out, well, those channel support donations are so darn handy for making it happen. And if you'd like to support the channel, right, I've got an email address you can use for PayPal, or down below there's a PayPal Me link. And this is me begging, hey, if you'd like to support the channel, if you like these coin classes and want to see them keep on coming, well, send $1 or $2. Whatever you like. That's up to you. It's commercial free otherwise. Now, I got to find something here. What? Okay, here. This is perfect. Perfect. And I'm just going to grab a nickel out of this sack of nickels. All right. I'm going to show you the back of this nickel. And you can guess the date. And you can start guessing as soon as you see it, but you might wait until you see it here. Where's the scope? There it is. Now, one guess per person. Whoever gets it right, wins the folder and the checklist. Okay, let's see, where is it? Da-da-da! And you can go anytime. This is an old Buffalo nickel. They made these before the Jefferson nickels. You can get a lot of work done with one of these. Now, the first person to guess the date on this is going to win the folder. 37, 36, 35. Yep, we'll give that a minute. I can actually show the other side if I be gentle and don't show the date yet. Got the Indian chief on the back. Yep, if you pollute, he'll start crying. I don't know what the date is, but I can check. All right. There it is. I know we've got a winner out there. The first person to get the date is going to win the... and we'll throw in the nickel, too. How about that? It'll be fun. Okay, guesses have slowed down. I think we're there. Let's see. Anybody else? You got 5 seconds, because I'm going to type... I had a keyboard. Where'd that go? Oh, here it is. I'm going to type stop. There. Okay. One guess. If you guess more than once, you're going to be disappointed. All right, let's see. Here's the screen. I'm going to go and scroll back up to right about here. Okay, 37, 36, 35, 36, 36, 36, 35, 26, 34, 29, 30, 31, 54. Are you trying? 1930 says Melissa Hoover Lowry. And where are we? Home scope. There's that nickel. And that's a 1930 nickel. So you win a 1930 nickel with a full date. Kind of neat. Da-da-dum. Here he is. And that's about a fine condition. He's got some horn on there. Okay, but you win a Lincoln cent folder. Would you rather have the Lincoln folder or the Buffalo nickel folder? Because I got a Buffalo nickel here. Might make sense to have a Buffalo nickel folder. Hey, whichever you like. So let's get down here. Congratulations, Melissa. What do you like? Do you like the penny or the nickel? Let's see, I lost my screen here. There it is. So you tell me, because you get the nickel coming, but the Lincolns are so easy, and you get the Lincoln cent checklist. Lincoln, please. I need you to send me your shipping address, Melissa. Here's my email address. And just, give me a quick note, and I'll send this off to you. But I'm going to fold that checklist in half for shipping, just because it makes sense. You can always print one off yourself. Yeah, it's handy. That's the whole idea. It's handy. And we'll stick this in a holder. I had a bunch of them here. What's this? That's got dust on it. We'll get that in there somewhere. We'll find a way to make that happen. Congratulations, Melissa. I have been paying attention. You see that knowledge says, aha, those coins were made between 1913 and 1938. So I know that that's my range of dates to guess, and that improves your chances of winning that nickel. There. And you can find some Buffalo nickels in circulation sometimes. If you'd like to purchase supplies, oh yeah, I've got holders. God knows where they are. I've got the vinyl flips with no softeners in there. Real nice. Hold your coins nice, 2x2. They're $8 per 100. We've got loops. They're $3 for the first one, $2.50 each after that. Shipping will be applied, but if you want to order any of this stuff, just get a hold of me right here. I've got folders. I got Lincoln 1 and 2. The Buffaloes are $4 a piece. Right. I got Jefferson's 1 and 2. Yeah, just let me know what you're looking for. The Cohen sent me a nice 36, and I just felt that was older. Yeah, it's a 1930. It's not a bad-looking Buffalo. You'll be happy with it. If nothing else, you can use that Buffalo nickel and get your attic or basement or garage cleaned out. They'll mow your whole backyard for a Buffalo nickel nowadays. You know what those... They've gone up in value. Back when I was a kid, you know how much these were? A nickel. That's right. Okay, send donations to that link that Paula posted. We thank you very much for your support. Listen, tomorrow we've got Mantic coins coming up at, let's see, 4:30 Central, 5:30 Eastern Time. Always a good time to be had. We got me coming up on Sunday for the big show. That's 9:30. We give away a lot of coins, more coins than any other show out there. My God, the coins they give away. You guys make that happen. We'll want to see you there for that. Melissa says, thanks, Peavy. Thanks, Lowry. Hoover Lowry. Women's intuition. Yeah, that's a good guess. Thank you, Blues, and thank everybody else for sticking around and watching. If you missed the show, you can go back and watch. I'm going to go chase down my friend Rashida Miller and just bitch slap her appropriately. That'll be fun. Yeah. Okay, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Got to clean off this desk, find out what's, maybe go through some of these pennies here. I know I've been going through these 2016s, and one thing I found, a lot of them, where are you? That's not it. Is a, if I go through enough, there's a clash right behind Lincoln's head. It's not much. Right there we got one. It's not a big clash, but in each of these rolls, I'll probably find 5 to 8 of them. And right in there, we get the little line right behind the back of his neck. And over, because once you have that clash on a die, it's going to appear on every coin. This mark is going to appear on every coin produced by that die. So these rolls are full of these little clashes. Well, it doesn't add a whole lot of value, but it's a neat one to gather. Thank you everyone for supporting Coin Class. Yep, that's what makes it possible that we give this stuff away. Bye-bye. End of the line. I'm out of here. You guys stay groovy. We'll see you later.